Howdy, everyone. It's Wednesday? Hello. Again. Howdy, how's everyone doing this fine? I think Wednesday. Hope everyone's doing well. We are back with finishing off the Saturnines, which I think should be doable today. So just need to get the feet and legs on, and then weapons look, honestly, like, ridiculously simple, to be honest. So, pretty good. Pretty gooder. Yeah, the disintegrators are 2 parts, the arms are 2 parts. Looks like the disintegrators are also, doesn't matter which way around. I assume there are enough for disintegrator on each hand, right? Sure, that's an option. If not, I'll do one hand disintegrators. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the sprue while we get started. How's everyone doing? We finished dry brushing the bases of 20 or so models. Hell yes. 1, 2. Oh, there might only be 1 per. Yeah. So there's only 1 of those type of things. Then the other one will have to be someone else. I guess they can use the fist. I don't know. Work it out. Raziel, it's been 1 year. Thank you very much for the 1-year membership. Hell yes.
The 1 year. Keep up the great content, Paul.
Pestilence the Plague as well with the 1,000 yen.
Watching the stream as I procrastinate on painting my black temples.
Hell yeah, that's what we're here for. Procrastination Station. Next stop, your nightmares. Thank you very much for the super chat and the membership. If you want to join them and have me go, where? Yeah, you, thank you. Do those things. We'll wait a little bit to get started because I started a bit early to get the streams set up, so give people a moment to get in, and then we will crack on. Yeah, so there's only 1 of the things that looks slightly like a las cannon per dude. So maybe we go that plus fist. And then we get like still got the fist part, I guess. Put the weapon on the fist because that's always cool. Or we do 3 with the las cannons on each side and 3 with the other thing that look like plasma type things. That's the other option. I suppose. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's Paul in time. I love it. Part of the stream where he said it's Paul in time and then he is bad at stuff. Yeah, the plasma bombards, yeah. Well, happy new year. Will you change Stat 9 to adapt them to their Centurion life? I'm not going to do much to change them, to be honest, just because of time. They will just be there on the table alongside 30 other Centurions, and so, you know, there's not really much to argue about. Right. Which one of these buttons is the button I need? Who knows? Who knows, Highlander? Who knows indeed? Drop of frames, we're all good. I think we're all good. Everyone see that ludicrous display last night? I mean, the new Necron rules and the attachments and the new Space Marine detachments as well. That all looks cool. We did it. We're on the desk. We're just even more pale than last time. I think the white balance is worse. I am now literally blinding people with my hands. Gah!
Casually making multiple streams for his editor.
Yeah, I contact that guy. So we'll see what he comes back with. The crazier the better. Right. Let's crack on. I would put, because I had the instructions here last time, which kind of helped with the white balancing, right? But the problem is now it's, for some reason it wasn't doing it yesterday, but now when I put the instructions there, it's pressing buttons. If I can actually help this. I think it's obviously reflecting off my white hands. But I don't really think I can adjust this in a way that's going to help that. So you're just going to have to be blinded. Right, here we go. So we're at this point in our life where we're making Saturnine Terminators. What can you do? Basically, we're on the feet, right? And the feet, it's a bit of a nightmare, like I did with these ones. A bit of a nightmare because the feet go into the legs, and then the legs have to go into here, but there's no... they're not monopose, right? So there's no, like, point at which they clip in, so they slide around all over the place. They kind of have to just, like... don't know what these hands are. That's what it's like. They slip around like Bambi on ice, basically. So you just have to deal with it. Watching you for months and last week. Bought myself my first 4K box. Hell yeah, you have a single box. What box did you buy? And if it was not Centurions, then you will be arrested by the police. 17, 18, 24, 25. And I have to make sure they are the right ways around as well. I'm on the wrong... That's the screw that I've used. That's why I couldn't foresee it, because here we go. There's 17 and 18. And that is that side. If I get a Centurion Warsuit, should I paint it for Base of Dark Angels or Deathwing? Both. How will you do that? That's not my problem. I've told you what to do, and it's up to you to make it happen. That's what my role is as the streamer. I tell you to do things, and then if you don't, I go, well, why didn't you do what I said, even though my idea was terrible? Hello, Ball. Hello, YouTube chat. Say your name, Alex Kidd. So, Alex Kidd. You, Kyle Fletcher. Say my full name. Yeah, something's... I'm going on with the glue. Anyway, right. So the first bit's not too bad because we can just clean the feet up and sit the feet together. That's not too bad. Then we'll go to the Warhammer World Day in February. Does anyone go to that thing that was just said in chat? Let me know. Let them know. Would it be better to slide the pose after the base is set? Well, here's the thing, is the base... Like, you can't really put the feet on the base because you have to get them in the right place. You know what I mean? And the base is going to be just basic. A normal basing material. How's the size of Saturnine compared to Cent? They're basically the same size. They're on the same base size, and they have roughly the same kind of... silhouette. Word. Can't use words properly. What you're here for. Man can't use words. We have a thing that happened. Nini Tenebrae with Prime subscription for 3 months. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What's a Centurion Proxy? The proxy spot. Basically, I'm going to be using these as... In 40k, I'm going to put these on the table and say they're Centurions. That's what proxy means. I'm cheating, basically. I'm a big, dirty cheater. I'm modeling for advantage. Arrest me. Even though these are about the same, and also, if I wanted to model for advantage, I probably wouldn't play 36 Centurions. I'd probably play a real list that might actually do stuff. But... if it turns out that actually 36 Centurions is a ridiculously good way of doing it, then maybe I'd feel more bad for using a proxy, but I have these, they're available, so I might use them. Ta-da. Sick from work. This is excellent content for laying in bed. Feel sorry for it. So I hope you feel better soon, mate. Good for better soon. Yeah, the Saturnine Dreadnought is... What's your opinion on Nightbringer with 10-inch move and advance and charge? Sounds cool. Obviously, you have to use that specific... talent attachment, right? You have to pay for it. I think it'll be fun. And because of the lack of half damage, your big guns will actually be a bit better. Also, new marine attachment. Oh, right. Here's actually a thing. Hot drama. That new marine detachment is basically the one I made for Screaming Ravens. Because my Screaming Raven, my custom Screaming Raven detachment rule was you pick 3 units and they get randomly Deep Strike, Scout, or Infiltrate. So it's basically that. Without the, if you set up, you get rerolls of 1 to wound. So they stole from Porter's Ballot stuff, and I'm very upset. It seems like a good idea. I think it would see play not for 36 Centurions, because the issue is you really want to get the character with the enhancement, and you can't afford it. You're not a player, but you brought 130k Saturnine box because of rule of cool. You have no idea what to do with it. Just so you get to this part, right? Or you add the arms. Just put an orc head in there. Done. Easy. Oh, 7 months on this thing. Thank you very, very much for the continued support.
Take out the SM and stick an orc in the Centurion.
Exactly. Bolt rips apart GW. Sues them for copyright infringement or something. Local streamer incensed that his fairly simple idea that he kind of basically just took from other ones and mashed a bunch of things together was used in a legitimate one or something. I don't know. Local streamer struggles to put legs on a Saturnine because, damn, they're annoying. Look at them wobble and wiggle. You see what I mean about the Bambi, like, legs splaying? But eventually you just kind of mash it together and eventually it just sorts itself out. There you go. Then you put it over there and you leave it and hope it doesn't fall over. Ta-da! Local Warhammer idiot struggles without magnets. You shave off the filigree of the chest and use it for anything? Yeah. Or just leave it on. And just be like, we stole it. No, nothing to stop you. The glow. Yeah, I need to sort out the camera. Why is it? Maybe I need to just turn this down. Hang on. That's turning it up. It does lower the quality somewhat is the problem. If I turn this off completely. Ugh. Horrifying. Not too bad. Maybe that'll work? No, my hands are still radioactively glowing because there's no white. Do I just need like a bit of white paper? You know what? It's helped a little bit. I don't know how camera... It's a webcam. I don't fucking know how it works. I probably need like a proper camera. Actually, it's Saturnine Aquila used by all factions in the Horus Heresy of the Imperial Aquila was used by Emperor's children. The Wing Skull 40k is used by Loyalist. Cool. Mess with the ISO settings of the camera, not the actual light. Here's the thing. I'm using a webcam. I legitimately do not have space to use a proper camera. I don't know where it would go. My hands do glow all the time, it's true. This isn't just camera trickery. I am so pale. I am beyond the pale.
Paul, your hands are still more pale than the paper and your model.
True. I mean, can you really see? It literally, with where the light is, it blends this pure white piece of paper into my hand. Damn. Damn, I'm very white. Don't know what that says about me. Thank you for the super chat. Let's get some more feet going. Lay down. 3 out of 6. Where's that? Oh, it's that. And once again, the angle of the camera also means you can't see what I'm cutting, which not that exciting. I'm going to be honest. Let's grab one of these streams with the chunkiest terminal size. Hell yeah. Yeah, exactly. I am the same color as my VTuber model. Grab these feetsies. Hey, Masters, I'm doing alright. How are you? I was playing some Repo last night with friends. That's a fun game. I'm really enjoying Repo. I feel like I'm late to the party on it, but it is good. I'm enjoying using the sword and throwing things at people and trying not to damage the goods, which I do far too often. we were trying to transport like a really heavy thing that was worth like 23k, and we just kept like we kept tapping it. It's like, oh, it's not doing any damage. We're okay. And then we move it slightly wrong. It's like minus 9,000. Oh well, this is worthless now. Might as well drop it and smash it. Yeah, I am very lore accurate. And that's the thing with VTubers, right? Like a lot of VTubers are, you know, very magical looking, you know, anime characters. You know, they're lying basically, you know. Unless they are like truly that well endowed anime titties, then, you know, it feels like it's a fabrication. It feels like if you're a VTuber, you should be trying to represent yourself as close as possible. That's the entire point of having an animated version of yourself. To not make any differences or be unique at all compared to if you just used a camera. That should be the point. You know, I don't see why, you know, why that isn't the norm for VTubers. How's the glue got jammed? Like, how did that happen? I'd love a big titty anime model of Paul. Would you? Would you though? Be real with yourself. You know, have some self-respect. 30-something Paul bloke from the UK. Exactly. It's such a unique idea with such rich backstory and, you know, lore. Crazy. We should do a Silk Song stream. Fun fact: I still haven't played regular Hollow Knight. I keep starting it and then not getting very far. Thank Flip, you don't have a voice changer. Who says I don't have a voice changer? This might not be my normal voice. My normal voice might be very different. You don't know. You don't know me. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Doing as good as I can. Mandatory military service can't do much for 40k. That's good. Slap them on the feet. Slap them on the body. Alright. You use something to speed up your voice, I'm sure? No, I actually don't. Which is, you know, a problem because I'm basically unintelligible half the time. When I do recordings, I legitimately do... Like, if I do... I'll cut out breaths, which is probably something that would be kind of constituted as changing the voice to make it faster. I haven't seen that before. that out before it kind of sets. I didn't glue down enough on that. Will work kind of fast hit. Come on. You're almost there. I believe in you. Let the boy stand. Right, we're just going to leave that one there for a sec. Let it set up a bit more. And I can re-chat. The Saturn scopes are chunky. They are pretty chunky, yeah. The way that I use wire cuts instead of sprue cutters, I mean, it's the same tool, basically. Anything that snips. You still do pile of shame streams? I do. I haven't done one in a while, but I will start doing them again. Bit of pain, but it's been a minute. Yeah, this bit seems like it's the worst part. Everything else has been not too bad. Pressure reel when there's at least 4 videos with my face in it, and also there's a picture of me on Skaru's channel. Newsflash, it's really not that interesting. Oh dear. Sort out the hole problem? Oh, where I poked myself in the thumb? Or do you mean a different hole problem? May have had a different hole problem. Hedgehog!
And
Steve.
a body pillow.
And a body pillow. Steve and a body pillow. Thank you for Scrammer Prime. How's it going, Steve? Doing alright? But it's not really even bald? How dare you? My male pattern baldness is, you know... I aged I aged a lot very quickly when I started going bald. I went from looking far too young to unreasonably old, like, overnight. That is... I was having a bit of trouble standing, isn't he? Not quite there. Moved him too soon. Soon executors. You've awoken me too soon! There you go. Leave him there. I think that's alright. Always worried that he's gonna suddenly dry in a weird position. He's basically a lion. How dare you? It goes? That's unfortunate. Little holes with thing on the giant exhaust. Little holes in... Oh, on the back. Those things. Yeah, I sorted them out. Those bits there. Yeah, I managed to do them. Yeah, my head can be used as a reflector. It's very hurting. People thought I was saying you was yeah, I went from looking extremely young, and then around the, you know, when I started going bald, started around 28 years old, I went from looking young to looking extremely old, like early 20s to late 30s immediately. And it's never recovered. So I've been on my stream starting so far. I've blocked in my first colour on my jump pack captain with relic. Hell yeah. Like on grey in your 20s, you're 46 now. Like, I think if you're 46 and you haven't gone bald yet and you went grey early, I think you're safe. You can have the silver fox look. I've gone the opposite. I've gone I'm not actually I don't have much grey. I've got a little bit of grey in my beard, but there's a piece for the shoulder pads that I never figured out how to use. It goes inside between the two outside parts. Is it the... I mean, I'm not going to put the shoulders on. Is it like... Oh, yeah. It's kind of this weird bit here that kind of goes inside there. I'm not using the shoulders, so... No problem. I've used that one. I've used that one. Do one more check of this guy. Are you... You're getting there. Fine. Bobbins in there. Do you polish your head? I don't polish my head, no. Bad news, I'm still ginger. Damn, that's very unfortunate. You're like, come on, just go grey. I can't be ginger forever. Whether you're going grey? Yeah, it happens. Wait, Paul is bald? That was one of the funniest... I think I mentioned this yesterday. One of the funniest parts of the merch I did for the Halloween merch was people going, wait, he's actually bald? I'm like, yeah. I wouldn't lie to you. Well, I would lie to you. I'd lie to you constantly. I'm not going to tell you about what. But I literally... You know, I'm constantly lying about everything. I'm actually a complete, you know... I'm a complete fraud about something, I'm sure. I don't know what. And here's the thing about going bald, is you don't have to wait for your hair to do it. You could just shave your head. Have you attachments discussed yet? Not in much detail. So if you wanna discuss, we can. I think they look pretty fun. The Destroyer one looks pretty cool. I like Destroyers. Two weeks old, you're already bald? Damn. That's real unfortunate. But, on the flip side, you may be going bald, but apparently you can type into YouTube chat, so... I think that's pretty advanced for a 2-week-old. It's propaganda, I'm more italics. Oh, I'm very italics as well, you know, I'm very thin and wiggly. If you had any balding pattern, you'd grow your hair out and go full mad scientist. I think the problem is I did the long hair thing in my youth. I had like a ponytail and my hair went down like my middle of my back. It didn't look good. So I was also just a BC teenager and young 20 something. Actually no, I cut it off before I was like in my 20s really. Yeah, late teens. What do you think is the moment you start shaving? Is there some line? I have 6 months of hair left. I feel like if you have 6 months of hair left, it's already too late. You kind of... The way I did it, I basically started getting a haircut. I'd go like a Blade 4 all over, Blade 3 all over, Blade 2 all over, Blade 1 all over, Blade 0 all over, then I just went bald at that point. Like if you can see the baldness coming, you're better off just taking the plunge. Because what's the worst thing that happens if you do it too early, right? You're bolder for longer. Oh no. You have to shave top of your... Not the top of my head, no. Well, I still do, but the hair doesn't grow. There's like a big patch at the back. There's basically one strip that goes along the top of my head that still has hair, but the male pattern baldness at the front and the back is all... It's all gone. You ever waxed your head instead of shaving? No, that sounds like it'll be a horrific time. Cold air is it across... Netherlands. It's pretty cold. It was snowing. Well, it snowed on Monday. It's not as cold as it has been. Wait for longer for these to be together because I had a problem last one where it didn't quite set up before I started putting the legs on. Estrogen for baldness just has some side effects that are also fun. Makes sense. Full bald looks way better than trying to pretend you're not balding. That is the thing. Hair looks good, bald looks good, balding doesn't look good. It really depends on like how bad it is. Greetings from the gym. Hello, gym. I should regret my legs for being here. Well, at least you're doing leg day. I meant to start going back to the gym this week, and I didn't. Because I woke up on Monday, it's like, oh, it's snowed, and I don't want to have to try and drive in this snow at like 7 a.m. So I haven't been to the gym yet, which is very, very bad of me. I think of a worse haircut than comb over when someone's balding. If they shaved half of their head and then tried to comb over all the way to the other side, including the half they shaved, then that would probably be worse. Dandruff still an issue without hair? Yeah, because dandruff isn't a hair thing, it's a dry scalp thing. So if you have a dry scalp, even without hair, it's still a problem. Yeah, that's the thing. If someone tries to make fun of you for balding, then, like as you said, that it just doesn't look as good. Like, it's definitely one of those things where I think people are hesitant about it. Like, people are scared because, like, you know, people don't know what their skull might look like, what their skull shape is. But, you know, the worst thing that could happen is you shave it, looks a bit weird, and then you just let it grow back.
Extra for the hobby det XD. Keep painting and making great content.
The non-binary Necron. I assume Necron, but thank you very much for the €6. Thank you very much. The super chat. That allows me to continue doing this without the constant anxiety of not having money and having to make more video faster. You get dandruff to your head and shoulders. I think technically it's better to use shampoo even if you're bald because your scalp skin is different to the rest of your skin, but I don't because I'm lazy. One. Two. Okay, that one actually went in quite easy. Strangely, that one actually did good. Keep an eye on it, though. The full sight. Oh, I got. Oh yeah, I went quiet because I was doing that bit. What was about its sound? Oh, my phone says. Yeah, so your username and the kind of @username are different, and I don't know, at some point YouTube flipped to the other one, and I don't know why. Really annoying. Because your actual, like, screen name that you use is not the same as your handle, and they flipped to make it the handle, even though the one that people want to see is the non one. I don't know why they've done that. Very stupid. Want to buy my troops and tank? No, thank you. No, thank you, I do not need. Also, with 3 seconds, everyone loses their mind. I mean, to be fair, a streamer that stops talking is like, it's the death of the stream. Like, people are like, oh my god, I can't listen to silence. Especially when my videos are so constantly noise. I feel like I should have a button that just makes noise when I'm not speaking. So, Paul is not speaking. Silence, arg, silence, arg. I know there are like hair loss drugs that you can take to help it, but it was one of those ones where I was just like, I never really cared about my hair anyway. I know for some people like hair is quite important, right? You know, it's part of their identity and people like to style it or whatever. Me, I was always just like, I don't really know how my hair just is. I never styled it. So the fact that I don't have to think about that anymore is actually quite nice. But it's more effort to be bald because I still have to shave because I'm not fully bald and, you know, I have to make sure that I shave, otherwise it goes back to the balding look, and That's nice. Will we get an ATV? I do have an ATV to build. I have 6 Outriders that I've built as well, that I was going to use and then never did. Ever had a really weird parasocial creep in your YouTube career? No, no one's ever been weirdly parasocial to me, which is good. And I don't encourage it. Everyone I've met who's come up to me at a tournament or an event, and, oh yeah, you know, oh yeah, that guy, yeah, good videos or say hello, or whatever. Everyone's always been super friendly and respectful, which has been good. Yeah, I've never had any weird experience, which is good. I'll be your parasocial creep. You're like, oh, thanks, Warhamster. I'd appreciate that. I think I was the parasocial creep when I came up to you at Warhammer World, because I still feel bad about that, because I blundered that interaction so badly. Oh my god, how's it going, Warhamster? If you aren't following Warhamster on YouTube, you should, because he is an amazing painter and all-around cool guy. And you never dwell on it. Well, here's the problem with you. My anxiety won't allow that. No, I'm alright with it now. It's a funny story now. At the time, I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad. Like, oh, I'm a deaf idiot. Now it is funny, and hopefully at some point we can have a proper introduction, proper chat. Because the worst part about it was you were like, oh, you know, I'll catch up with you later. I was like, yeah, I'll catch up later. And then because I was on my stag do, I didn't know where we were going. We left immediately. I was like, yeah, oh, you know, I'll catch up later. You know, and there's, oh, I'm leaving. Bye. You just got an ad? Oh, I'm so sorry. How could you? Because you're up, not that far, because you're near the Temple of Tactics guys, right? Up that way.
Tenny sucks and tournament play is BS. But I love this channel. Thanks for what you do.
Thank you for the $10. Wow. Entitled to European. I think that's the thing. I think a lot of people, there are people who are just like, I don't like tournaments, but at least Paul is doing the silly thing. And yes, you do get the pipes. Thank you for piping, everyone. Did you sleep those drugs when I fed you? That is true. That is very true. I did feel weird for like the next 10 years. Barakai Rain, like you say about like people in the comments don't you know, think they know them. I'll tell you what the weird comments, the weird thing I find with comments, it happens a lot, is because I think people, when they make a comment, they kind of they think comments are like on a Reddit thread, right? They're talking about the video. So I see a lot of things like, oh, he's doing this, or what is this guy doing, or like he's like this. I'm like, I'm the one reading these comments, right? It's like you could say you when you make a comment, you're kind of addressing me, not just like the ether. Maybe, I don't know. I always find that one a bit strange to be like, oh, this guy. It's like I am this guy that you're talking about. Like I'm standing in front of you. You're able to get it wrong and cut it back quick. I'm gonna say something really weird. I have a lot of my hair from when I had a ponytail still available if I want to make a wig with my own hair. I am not going to I'm not going to elaborate on that. That's just something you're just gonna have to deal with. So there you go. Connor is good at stuff, giving me a pound. Send a pound to start the wig fund. I think I'm going to need a bit more than that. Wigs, to be fair, are quite expensive. That's all those fingers has a bag in the fridge. Exactly, right? should raffle the hair. No. I'm pretty sure that there's some legality to that. Surely. Like, human... And bear in mind, this hair is probably... It's well over 10 years old. Got an ad about golf? Well, unfortunately, that might mean that you're old, and you might have to get into golf. Sorry. The algorithm has decided, oh, you listen to Paul is bad at stuff. You must be you must be having a midlife crisis. Go play golf. You put it against your head. I don't have it. I have an idea where it is. I do not have access to it. 26? Oh yeah, plenty. Yeah, you're done. 26. That's it. Yeah, soundboard. I do have a soundboard. I can make sounds. I just haven't set it up because I'm lazy. Bonesaw is ready. Thank you for the $5.
Checked out the new detachments. I'm gonna run Templars with 220-man Crusader squads in Bastion to see how that goes.
That's the is that the battle line one? If it is, that sounds like a good idea. Fun. You gonna stand? Yes. I was worried I was selling it to my father, but then I saw a great deal on a set of Goblin. Here's the problem. I have been like my father, like my dad, since I was a kid, because he was apparently exactly the same as I was when I was a kid. It might have been, ADHD. Or it might just be that we are very much alike in terms of our humour and what we like doing. We started getting hangovers a couple of years ago? Damn. Lucky you. That's the price you gotta pay for the power of Paul, it's true. The moment I have been building my first Centurions, I'm using the power of magnets to switch and change weapons. Nice. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered with magnets. I'm very lazy when it comes to magnetization. Battle line one, yeah. Seems like a good idea. Yeah, Saturnine Terminators are pretty similar in size to Centurions. Which is very, very cool. Very useful. Okay. Now we can stick them on bases like this. But with glue. Make sure they kind of stand. That one's a little thin. Ta-da! Now, can I move them all without them falling over? Unit bases, leave them unbased. That's not very base. Oh, this is how I do every model. I just fully build it and then just... Because here's the thing, right? If I put my basing material and I clip some of the foot with it, then that just means it's mod on the foot, and that is cool. Unit base Saturnine Dread? I will at some point. It's not in my immediate plans. I think I'm going to finish these off today. Plan is finish these off today. Next week, I'll probably do some actual Centurions. Whilst also doing, the other shit I need. One. I just need like 40 pieces per model. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Literally about 40. You're basically spot on. They're about 40 per. I'll super mail you a 10. Yeah, I think male boldness comes from the mother's side. So whatever your mum's dad has, you will probably have. My grandfather on my mum's side, you call Popper, he was bold, and my uncle on that side is bold as well. Because my dad, his dad, and my brother, in fact, not even my brother, my dad and his dad, so my granddad, Ray, my older brother, bastard, full head of hair, not a single, not a smidge of boldness on that man's head. Unbelievable, absolute state. $7 a.m. I joined the stream. You talking about male boldness? Is this really how I'm going to start my day? Yep. You have been cursed with male pattern boldness. Good luck. Well, that's good fun. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Hi Paul.
Hello.
Been enjoying your channel for a while.
Nice.
There's something I wanted to ask. Why are you British?
Good question. Thank you for the super chat. I'm British because I am. I hope that answered your question. I hope that was as enlightening as you were expecting. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, you know, life can be unfair. Life can be cruel sometimes. You know. Sometimes you are British. It happens. One day you wake up and you're British. Usually it's the day you're born. Or the day you get your British citizenship if you go for that. There you go. Well, I'm ending my day with Paul talking about boarding. This is the thing. We've got every time zone, whatever it is, it's probably not a good time to be talking about boldness. Some people are going to have their lunch, be talking about boldness. No, it's people getting ready to go home from work, talking about boldness, waking up, talking about boldness, going to bed, talking about boldness. Happens. But I think he was Australian. I don't know. I sound Australian. I mean, from yesterday's stream, we know I don't sound Australian at all, because my Australian accent is horrific. Yeah. Right. We have 6 Saturnine Terminators standing. Crazy. Crazy good. I fit into that category there, literally in bed. I mean, you could... You don't have to be... it doesn't have to be nighttime for you to be in bed. You could just be... Or... like lying down. I like lying down. Lying down's a good place to be. Right, so how are we going to do this? Welcome to my normal color skin, because the, I mean, it's still very bright. Because this is helping the white balance. We only have one of these per person. And that's kind of like the las cannon that I'm going to be using for my Devastator sense. So, do we have, like, this thing? Like, just a fist? That, or do we use that on the other hand, and we have them both, like, two weapons both sides? I think 2 weapons both sides makes the most sense. Because your other option is you go 3 with 2 of these and 3 with 2 of these. So basically you have like that. See. You have that one and that one. You put that one there. That one there. That. There, that there. What are people's thoughts? That's the 4th British person I thought was Australian. That sounds like a skill issue, I'm going to be honest. Father was a Brummie. Yeah, my parents were both Brummies as well. Brummie and Australian do not sound like at all. You have a decent Lincolnshire accent mixed with another one. Yeah, my accent is, yeah, I guess Lincolnshire plus Birmingham plus bits and bobs from all over plus far too fast. I don't have a distinct regional accent. Appreciate content over the last while. It's been very entertaining. Thank you for watching. Just recognize it. That's it. I guess I never really recognized a Lincolnshire accent. Try heavy American or Texan accent. Well now, yeehaw! We're America now. Yeah. There you go. We got there. Jig, silliness, and goofiness of nature of Warhammer is probably the most appealing aspect to it. Yeah, that is the thing, I think. I feel like when I was looking at French Crusade, there wasn't much levity in there. That's why I kind of like 40k. It's just very silly. Going to be Hugh Laurie's American accent? No, I mean, he isn't, award-winning actor of film and TV, and very funny, and I'm not any of those things, in fact. The 8k point mark for his Marine Army, I'm thinking of buying him 18 Centurions. This doesn't have any. That 8,000 points and no Centurions is some sort of crime. I don't know what crime, but it's certainly a crime. That was certainly an impression. It certainly was. Let's get the twin heavy disintegrators done, just to get something onto these lads. Ugh.
Petition for Paul to go all in on Saturnine's 4HH.
Thank you for the $2. I mean, to be fair, yeah, there you go. How much like is 30k still 2,000 points? Is that the norm? And second question, how many points is a Saturnine Terminator? And third question, how are you doing? That's unrelated to the first two. I thought I'd sneak it in there. I'll super chat a $5 if Paul does his best impression of Christian von Carmen's accent. That's northeast, but kind of a subtle one because he's not like a full. He's not like full Geordie, right? I don't actually know. I know he's from the north, but I don't know whereabouts. You might know him from like that far north. I can just say why, aye man. I was kind of going a bit. Well, I'm a vampire, don't you know? I don't even know what that accent is. That was basically every region of the UK mixed together in some sort of horrific blend. Promise, I can't like imagine his voice in my head because I can't. That I have aphantasia, which is very annoying. But I know he's northern. He's not from Yorkshire. But I'm sure he's partial to some gravy. Oh, you got a brand new Combine Harvester. That's Somerset. And the rule is you cannot say Somerset without doing a Somerset accent. Even if the only word you can say in a Somerset accent is Somerset. No, not catching them killers then. Yes, it is. It's 200 points. Alright, cool. Alright, have fun at school, I guess. I'm a vampire, blah blah blah. This is a battle, blah blah blah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the thing. It's actually not from North of England. He's from Vampire Land, which you might think would be Transylvania, but it's not. It's Vampire Town, Vampire Town, USA. I'm from Somerset, and that's scientifically true. This is all Somerset accent and in hot fucks quotes exactly. There's no escape. So you can't say Birmingham without doing a Brummie accent. You can't say Birmingham without doing I can't do a proper accent. Brummie accent. You have that weird kind of inflection, the Brummies. Well, it's like the Brummies. There's some weird things they say. like toy, I think, or tie. It's toy instead of tie.
Worth it.
Worth it. Thank you for the £5. Yeah, thank you for being true to your word and not making me embarrass myself for no money. So I'm willing to make a fool of myself. If I'm not getting paid for it, then it's, you know, I'm not going to give you free embarrassing things that can come up later and embarrass me in the future. No, it is. Bold, British, and funny. Well, I don't know about funny. I guess that's subjective. What can't this man do? Anything else? Those are my 3 things: being British, being bold, and every so often I have my moments and I'm very funny. Why have you been in proxy if Centurion is already perfect? Because I'm lazy and I had these available and I need to have a lot of Centurions very quickly. I'll also get all of these out. Laser cannons. Would you find someone's lack of Centurions appalling? I would. That's the... I'm now going to keep a tally of how many streams in a row that joke comes up. From different people. Apropos of... nothing. Yes, it is appalling. I am appalled. I am appalled as well. Oh, first Warhammer Army list, and I'm searching someone to rate it and give feedback. I mean, I'm sure we can discuss it in chat if you want to throw it in a kind of short form message. Otherwise, it'd be hard to read. I wouldn't be surprised if his wife dresses the Centurion to keep him horny or something. That is a comment and a half. Seriously, what will you do when Centurions become legends, play aggressors? No, I'd probably just start throwing a Knight Lancer at people. What I could do, which I think would be funny, is just go to tournaments and just vehemently deny that Centurions actually went to Legends. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're in the Codex. And everyone's like, no, they're in Legends. Like, no, you're an idiot. and just see how far I can get, just continuing to bring them. Just if I could be so belligerent as to people just go, oh, fine, whatever. I mean, they're shit anyway. To the point where, like, retroactively, you know, it's like, well, I mean, no one took them being sent to Legends seriously, so we'll just take them out of Legends. Yeah, that's the thing. Physically throwing a Knight Lancer, like, if Centurions go to Legends, that means I just have 36 quite chunky models I can hurl at people if they start trying to beat me. You know? It's called ammo at that point. Drama in the local Winchester GT this weekend, where one crazy bold man was just throwing models at people when he started losing, which was immediately because he's bad at the game. So thank you very much. Yeah, I'll do a doodle version of a datasheet and I'll just print it off and put it in the codex as like an extra page. I'm like, look, they're right here. I mean, I don't know what the problem is. And then when people complain about it, I can be like, no, it's performance art. It's content. Thank you very much. You're now part of my content without giving express permission. That is how I YouTube now. By just being a prick. That's how you get big on YouTube, right? You just be a prick. That'll be next year's arc. I think once I get to like 100,000 subscribers, you know, people are sick of the whole, you know, Centurion thing. I think I'm just gonna pivot into just being a twat. Just being the worst person that you've ever heard of. Just rage bait people and lie and steal. No, I'll make a cryptocurrency rug pull. I'll do AIR NFTs. I'll punch someone. You know, all that kind of stuff. Like a normal thing. Yeah, pretty much. What I do outside of the channel. What I do for fun, I'll make part of the channel. Because as we all know, like doing this Warhammer, I strictly treat this as a job now that I'm a full-time YouTuber. I have no I'm not doing this for fun or for the enjoyment or for, trying to make people laugh. I'm doing this purely for business. Like, this is a purely business transaction now. Doing all this building, I am, I'm not even just like not enjoying it. I'm actively despising this entire process. I despise talking to all of you as well. But I do it because it's good business and it means I don't have to get a real job. So you're just gonna have to, you're all gonna have to sit there, type in chat, haha, omega lol, all, you're so funny, love Centurions, magnets, and you're gonna laugh, and I'm gonna be like, haha, yeah, that's the references, and then I'm gonna close the stream, and I'm gonna just sigh to myself and go, ugh, I hate myself and I hate my life, and we'll do it all again the next day. Agreed? That sounds like a good deal to me. And then, if I feel like that you're not giving me enough money through members or subscriptions on Twitch or super chats or Patreon or whatever, I will find where you live and I will hunt you down, which I think is, about as parasocial as I'm willing to get, is hunting down your home address and your family and making sure that they suffer because you didn't spend your money on a random guy on the internet to let him continue to be a YouTuber. Oh, wait, haha, wait. Magnets! Haha, you see? We got it, we got there. You've got the YouTuber thing nailed there, right? Exactly. This would be one hell of a much run through. This is why I want to do, like, the stream highlights of just that. Just all the stupid shit. Chris Stampede, Hive Tyrant, Neuro Tyrant, Old One Eye, Biovore, 2 card effects, Neurolictor, Psychophage, Trigon, 6 Warriors, 2 Baron effects, 6 Tyrant Guard, Leapers, and 6 Earthropes. That sounds like a fun list. Is it strong? No idea. Does it sound fun? Yes, because we like big monsters in this house. Local bald man called Paul tears into married husbands' home, brutally killing them as they didn't give him £2 tip for him saying their username. True. Into married husbands rather than unmarried husbands. Damn, all those I'm gonna come after all of those unmarried husbands, goddammit. I'm sure there's probably some technical way that would be a thing, but fuck if I know what it is. Right, so that's one of those, right? Where do they go? They go into, like, the arm. We are now at that impasse point, right? Where we need to decide. We are basically the same both sides. We need to decide, are we having 3 of these with, like, this? Then 3 with the other ones? Or are we doing all of them with 1 and then something on the other side? Make a decision for me, chat, because I am indecisive and lazy. The video so Paul about the situation is crazy. I should make that video first. If I just make a video called "The Paul about it situation is crazy," and it's just like the video is just it's the joke from Blackadder. It's like, there's a bullet with your name on it. Well, I figured if I had the bullet with my name on it, that means that I can't possibly be shot by it. That'd be the thing. Double cannons for Dev Sense and 1 weapon fist for Assault Sense. They're all going to be Devastated Centurion. Which is the thing. I mean, these do look like melters, right? So I could do... The problem is I need a siege drill. I really need the siege drill for it to be assault. So I could have a look. See, how easy would it be to get a siege drill on that? Then they could be assaults. Guess that's the thing. Going in the Netherlands? Damn. Yeah, it was very brief snow. I'm just going to reach up and grab a box of it. Not that hard for me. That's... Or I fall. More of a. Now, if this doesn't have any bloody. If this doesn't have any spare drill parts in, because I use these for assault drill, they're going to be very unhappy. Not there. There we go. Let's just cut one of these off and see what we can do with it. Normally they would go on... end of... this part. There. They normally go on the end of that. Let's see what we can do with this. I think I went up with girlfriend with weapons. Yeah, I kind of feel like there's the vibe, right? It doesn't pass the vibe check. I'm all about the vibe check for some reason. Right. Let's get a handout. Which parts was that? There. Oh, up there. We're looking at 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. That makes sense. That's 28. You want a fist and one gun with each. You can't fire two guns with these in the same shooting phase unless they stand still, which sucks. Fair enough. Fair enough indeed. 28. 32 was one of them. 30. 29. 28, 29, 30. 31. No, 32 and 30 were different. I have screwed that up because they are actually the same kind of thing. We actually need going closed fist, which makes sense. We want 33. Somewhere down there, I've dropped it, but yeah, it's like hate it when they do it like this because it's so annoying to try to work out. Actually, that one's not too bad. Like that, the fist goes into a combination of that. Realistically, we're looking at that fitting on there. I guess it kind of does. Like, it actually does do pretty well to fit in there. I'll construct the whole fist first just to see. Might not be quite right though. That might be better. Maybe. Like that. Oh, that actually... Ooh. Yeah, that actually, like, clicks in a little bit. You do it. That's a bit to the side, it does that. We'll look into it, because I think what I'll probably do in which case is just... Even if I don't use that, I'll at least get the fist. Right, let's clean these bits up. What glue do I use? I use this glue. 100k subscriber special with social security number reveal. I feel like that's suboptimal. I still haven't done what I said I was going to do for the 50, so I wouldn't hold your breath on 100k subscriber special. That wasn't even the piece I needed. I cleaned up a piece that I'm not going to use. I'll use it on a different one. Oh, what is this? Tiny. I can't change any of that. Goes in. Way up. Stupid fingers. Goes in like that. Okay. Now we have a fist. Call it Mr. Fist. First one, Loyalist Space Marine Legions ranked. Raven Guard at the top. Then the rest. You think Centurions and the Rhino will get refreshed or squatted? I imagine... I honestly think, like, if they refresh the Rhino, it's not going to change much. Because I think the Rhino is iconic. Also, they have a giant one outside of Warhammer World. I feel like the Rhino is such an iconic art. I think there is a chance they might refresh Centurions. I wouldn't want to put a likelihood on that, but... I don't see the Rhino being touched. It is so classic. Damn. I didn't even glue these together yet. Whoops. Well, I was looking at them going, I'm pretty sure I didn't glue them. Okay, we got a fist. Wow. Did it. Now we want to grab that piece that Has anyone seen a drill? Sieged drill. Nice. Drop it somewhere. Am I stupid? I'd be the stupidest man in the world. It's probably someone like on screen that everyone could see. In fact, there it is. I couldn't see it from my angle, alright? I had to look at the stream to see it. So it'd be like that, which I'm not feeling that, to be honest. It doesn't look quite right. Because it implies like it's attached to their fingers, which I guess is kind of cool. But also, I don't feel like that would... Like, if you had that at the end of this arm... I don't think that quite works. I might scrap that. So essentially, it'll be each of these will have a fist and this. Red Centurions are about the same size, roughly. I did clean these up, though. I did, yeah. Alright, have a good rest of your day. Thank you for joining. Leman Russ or Vulcan? I mean, Leman Russ is a tank, has no fists. So probably Vulcan. We're at the point in the stream where Paul goes silent for a good while, and then everyone panics. Immaculate rage bait. What do you mean? Leman Russ is a tank, like Rogel Dawn, right? Like they're the two tank Primarchs. They were, you know, born as tanks. That's their whole like story arc, right? waiting for a lore tuber to come in and be like, what? Well, the name of the mods are GW? Yes, these are Saturnine Terminators. Khan or Miku? Aren't they the same person? So, I mean, really. Both. Either. How does Arm? Oh, they're both over here. There's a 38, 39, 27, 26. Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like if you could have this on both sides, like like a fist and you know, that's your left hand. A left and a right-handed fist, you could definitely do Assault Centurions, but unfortunately not. Yeah. Back on. We have that for later. And then they're all sorted. You play 30k also? No, I'm just using these as proxies. Am I British? Well, I don't know about that. I am British. Yes, I am absolutely being like, ha! Single typo! Aha! Get his ass. I am British, yes. He immediately leaves. You're British? Ugh! Disgusting. I wouldn't blame you. I have an idea for a stream at some point in the future. Focus on one thing at a time. That makes sense. Alright, okay, so that is... That is definitely... That is definitely maybe that side. That one is... Quite possibly maybe this. Oh, maybe I can just compare it to a... Yeah, I'll just get another set of it out and then I can compare it to that. 27, 28. That is meant to be the right arm. It doesn't actually say. Maybe they're interchangeable. Have we discussed Deep Strike and Land Ready yet? We haven't. It's not kind of something we just generally talk about. But I know what you mean with the new detachment. That is a thing you can do. That should be the right. Oh, to flip. Are there any distinguishing features? Yes. Ah, so it is that. That one. Yeah, it's a long bit. I just said the word long bit and then stop. Wait, no, that... I don't know, actually. I hate it when they're not clear. Long bit is at the back. The arm. So that is actually that side. Makes that... There we go. Fixed it. And I lost track of where I was. There we go. What is struggling? What is always struggling with stuff? That's why he's a YouTuber. Fellow YouTubers out there, you understand what I mean by that. It's one of those ones where it's like, you know, obviously there are worse jobs, but I feel like YouTubers are just constantly struggling. Not in any like meaningful or, you know, life destroying way, but then it's just a struggle out there. But it's not like it's a, you know, a weird one, right? There's an ever-present anxiety about being a YouTuber because it's basically like a dream job. At least for like some, where it's like, you know, you get to do what you love and and entertain people and whatever. But because of just the nature of how, you know, the money is inconsistent, there's no consistency to it. So there's always like there's just an ever-present anxiety in the back of a YouTuber's head. Until you get to a certain point, and then you just, you know, post. You can just post whatever, and then put no effort in, and everyone will watch it anyway. That's the kind of aspiration where it's like, doesn't matter what I do, I've got enough of a following that I make the money. But until that point, which is most YouTubers, like Chrissy says, create or die. The cog must continue turning, and every so often YouTube goes, no. And you go, what did I do, YouTube? What did I do wrong? They just go, no, you did nothing wrong. We just decided we don't care about you anymore, so you're done. You're finished. You go, oh, well, that's a shame. Deep poor controversy. YouTube is hard. You get to go to toilets in Japan. Life sucks. Exactly, right? Like, I feel like out of, you know, anyone going through anything, I feel like I have it the hardest. This is obviously a joke. This is obvious sarcasm. But also, I feel like out of, you know, the hardships in the world right now, I think being a YouTuber is the hardest thing you could possibly ever do. You know? I can't think of anything more, you know, more difficult to do. Like me sitting here and, you know, making a model on stream, rambling nonsense is, frankly, you know, it's a miracle that anyone has the mental fortitude to be able to do this. And, you know, I guess I'm just built different. I'm not built well, but I am built different. So my limbs are too long, I've like, got bow legs, my hands and feet are disproportionate to the rest of my body, and I have a very odd sense of humor. Which is why my life is just that much more difficult than yours. You know what I mean? Recently started to pay for my own food. Oh my god, it's so expensive. Oh yeah, food is expensive. My god, he's right. Would you say it's soul sucking more than actual retail? Oh yeah, I would 100% rather have, you know, a retail job where I have to deal with the general public and customers constantly than be able to sit at home and ramble nonsense in front of my computer for money. I mean, god, like, honestly, retail workers, I think they're just whiny babies, honestly. Like, they just, you know, it's not that hard. You just have to, you know, the customer's always right. So whatever the customer says, you have to, you know, dance monkey dance. It's really not that difficult. Again, this is obvious sarcasm. I would hate to read that. I used to work at when I was younger. My younger years, I worked at Morrison's in the warehouse specifically, so I could get away from customers. And yeah, the way some people treat retail staff is honestly barbaric. I'm always very friendly with. I always feel like, you know, when I'm dealing, you know, or customer service calls, like, I've always think like when I'm on those calls, even if it is a frustrating thing, like I'm trying to do something that's difficult to do, or, you know, they're trying to upsell me on something. If I'm like, or, you know, if I'm like renewing my car insurance, for example, they're like, oh, you know, we can get an offer. It's like, okay, well, I'll let you go through your thing, because that's your job. Oh, the offer is worse than what you said you had. And it's like, well, can you do better? It's like, no. It's like, okay. Well, I know it's not their fault, so. But some people will just go mad with it. It's crazy, right? I don't get it. Which way that McDonald's to cash in? I mean, oh, that'd be so easy. Nothing ever happens at a McDonald's at, midnight. Sounds rougher than me, who's been put on permanent layoff last April. I'm still looking for a job. Oh yeah, I mean, God, being made redundant and not knowing how to get an income. Oh, that's the easy life. It's not. Having gone through the feeling of being made redundant and having that over your head, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things get better. Was when I was at a florista? I mean, I feel like a florist isn't a place where you're gonna get that kind of retail customer. I feel like it's like, the bigger places where you get. I feel like a florist is specialist enough, and I also feel like maybe like a local game store is one of those ones, or a comic shop where, because you're kind of part of that culture anyway, it's not that bad. I think it's like the general public stuff. And even then, again, it's one of those ones where it's like it's not that many people who are like that, but the ones who are just absolutely ruin your day because you can't do anything. I do believe that retail workers and people who work in shops should be allowed to just tell customers to fuck off. Just be like, you're being frankly, you're being the worst. Fuck off. Because they have all those signs that say we won't accept abuse. From our staff. But the problem is the staff members themselves can't do anything. They have to call the manager, and the manager's going to be, the manager going to want to have that escalate up to corporate or whatever. So, it becomes a bit of a nightmare. So I do believe that, I believe that customers should be allowed to fuck around and find out. Anything to do with people who are spending money tend to be full of it. Yeah, that is the thing. Like, I've never really seen it out and about. I know it happens, but I feel like whenever I'm in places, I've never really seen another customer go off on one. I mean, I'm sure I have, but not that I can remember. It was to the point I was in a restaurant with with the woman recently, and our server, I was like, I recognize this guy. I was like, I'm pretty sure this guy was a server at another restaurant we went to. When we got the bill, I was asking, I was like, did you used to work at this place? They're like, oh yeah. Turns out a lot of people asking the same question. And obviously this, he's a very good, good waiter or whatever. But it was just very funny to be like, clearly a lot of people respect this particular person, remember him. So it's like, most people are good, is what I'm trying to say. Like, most people are, fine. It's the same with tournaments, right? Like, the majority of people are good, but the ones that let everyone down, and this might be different to different countries as well. Like, maybe some places where the majority are. But I feel like, at least where, at least around where I am, or at least the places I frequent, I've never really had that much of an issue. I mean, I do what most people do, and if I have a bad experience at a shop, I say nothing. And then just make fun of them later behind the back.
Paul, hand emoji.
Crisp high five. Thank you very much. Here, have a blinding high five. Thank you very much, super chat. Cashiers should be harmed. That might be a bit much. I don't think cashiers should be allowed to kill a guy, but it depends how much of a twat they're being, I suppose. Everyone's usually ones who never work an entry-level job. Even if it's either that or just people would just... I've never worked a call center job, but I have basic fucking empathy, right? As somebody who worked in retail for well over a decade, it happens more often than you think. I was told with a range of ritual that I'd ruined their Christmas more than once. I mean, yeah, I guess that's the thing, because I don't go... If you're in a shop 8 hours a day, then yeah, you're gonna see that happen all the time. But because I'm very rarely in shops, it's kind of a luck of the draw whether I see that event happen. Like, should I throw a hissy fit because the minimum wage worker got 8 chicken nuggets? I mean, to be fair, at that point, yeah, you should burn the McDonald's down. That, I think, is the one time where I think the customer is allowed to commit arson. Not any other. If they get 5 and a 6 or 19 and a 20 box of nuggets, let it go. But 8 and a 9, then that is that's heresy. And that's yeah, that's my 8 McNugget ultimatum in life. You know, I feel like you should get one thing which you're just like, this is my thing that I'm going to get unreasonably angry at. And I think everyone's, you know how people have phobias where it's like, you know, a phobia is a the word, a irrational fear, right? I think everyone should have one thing which they're like an irrational anger. And it can't be anything serious. That's the thing. It's not allowed to be... It has to be something you have to be irrationally angry over. Because, like, you know, war. Being angry about war isn't irrational, right? I guess that is, you know... I guess racism is that, right? But, I mean, not that... I mean, it should be something silly, is the whole point. Like, if you... Your irrationally angry thing could be if you see double yellow lines that aren't painted properly. And you see that, you're allowed to just go absolutely off on someone. Like... And they had to be like, oh, right, that's their thing. Okay. Like, everyone gets one randomly generated silly thing that they... Not that they... And here's the thing. Once you have one, you can't not be angry about it. If you see the badly painted double yellow line... and you go, oh, I can't be bothered to be angry about it. You get your anger license revoked. You have to be mad about it constantly. Like, you have to be vigilant for this stuff. Everyone's very reserved when you see an absolute character. It's like a rare shit staying treat. That's the other thing, is like, most British people just kind of want to keep to themselves. It's about pineapples. Bloody blue people, eh? Coming over here, stealing our hamsters. The Eddie Izzard bit from, God, probably early 20s. Early 20s? No, early 2000s. The early 20s, Eddie is aren't that old. It got mad at me because we didn't have the things he wanted in stock. I work at a game store and I'm pretty sure he was high. That's a different part. Those are 2 and t-shirts are never long enough is my thing. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, to be fair. I feel like that's not irrational though. I feel like that is an actual problem. It's like, I always find it the strangest thing that women's clothes don't have pockets. Like, why? I'm mad for women. I'm like a full-on feminist icon. With my, you know, the fact that I believe that women's clothes should have pockets. Like, you know. Otherwise, I don't respect women at all. That's a joke. Or sizing, where even for men, like, women's sizes never made sense to me because it's just an arbitrary fucking number that changes shop to shop. Like, what the bloody hell's the point in that? But even men's sizing, which is supposedly meant to be in actual, you know, inches, even that's not consistent. I'm getting irrationally fucking angry about this bloody glue that keeps jamming. Has it gone full? I need to get the I'll do this off camera so you can't see what I'm doing. Kind of interesting. Right at home. Hell, just gonna hold my stuff. Yeah, the handbags. Exactly. People leaving time on the microwave because they took it out before it's done and didn't clear. Oh yeah, I mean, that's not irrational either, to be fair. I think a lot of these things that you're mad about, it's not irrational enough. That's, I think, the problem. Like, a lot of these are rational. Like, that's just bone idleness. Like, just clear the fucking timer. You gotta be more irrational. Again, reason frustrating my models, many stuff the super glue not working, expecting to. That's rational anger. Oh, how many X's? Yeah, like X. That's the thing. Like, I wear loose clothing because I don't like clothing feeling restricted. So I usually wear a large. And what a large constitutes can be massively different, especially because I've got long, weird arms as well. But I'm not particularly. I've got broad shoulders, but I'm not particularly wide, if that makes sense. I'm a very weirdly shaped person. Yeah, basically ET arms. I feel like telling someone that anger is rational sympathize them, tell them to calm down. Oh yeah, that's telling someone to calm down is the worst thing you can do. Because the thing is, the chances are, and this happens to me sometimes, like if I get told to calm down, I'm usually, I don't feel like I'm angry or don't feel like my tone is meant to be aggressive. So when someone tells me to calm down, I'm like, I am calm. I'm just trying to talk to you in like a way that clearly you didn't. That annoys you, right? Like, calm down is the worst because it basically just goes like, I've heard what you've said, but rather than kind of like addressing what you're on about, I'm just gonna complain about your tone. But also, like, some people are overly aggressive, so how do you calm those people down? You have to be like, yeah, I get it. Let's be rational about this, rather than saying, like, calm down is the worst word. Can anyone think of a phrase or like something like that which is like somehow like calm down is probably one of the worst things you could say to actually calm down someone? Like, what other phrases like that, like that saying it just does the opposite of what you know. You really say all right when someone tells you to calm down, it's apparently super. It kind of is, to be fair, because it's one of those ones where calm down doesn't really work to calm someone down, because what calm down really means is that, well, at least in my experience when it's said to me, is it's not when I'm, you know, it basically means that there's a disconnect between how you're saying something and how it's coming across. And by saying that, it kind of makes you defensive. And it's a very difficult, it's a very natural thing to do. And it's very difficult to like just go, let's chill. You look for someone young for someone your age, but my dad feel ancient. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like the backhanded compliment kind of version, right? Like, oh, you look good for a weird-looking VTuber, man. Or like, oh, I thought or like, huh, you're more attractive than I expected. That kind of thing. Like, those are kind of the backhanded compliments. Like, I'm struggling to think of a phrase that's worse than calm down as a kind of request or instruction that does completely the opposite. Apart from maybe, don't touch wet paint. That's probably the other one. Or, careful, the place is hot. Whoa, you're nowhere near as fat as you sound. Exactly, right? That's such a backhanded compliment. Yeah, careful, this plate is hot is probably the other one that, absolutely fails to get anyone to be careful about the plate being hot. People go, oh, how hot is it? Followed by, oh, it's not that hot. Except one every 100 times you go, fucking hell, that was hot. They were right for once. That's one of those unreasonable angry things you can be. That's another unreasonable anger. When people tell you that a place is hot, but it's actually not that hot. And that anger only works not because you don't think it's hot, because you might have the ability to handle heat more. It has to be, you have to go, oh, I didn't think this plate was that hot. You have to pass around everyone that you're with, and if everyone agrees that it wasn't that hot, then you're allowed to be angry. Why wouldn't it keep people from touching the hot plate? So, this might be one that gets lost in between difficult because I think you said you were from Finland. It's very common, I think it's a common joke in the UK. When someone serves you something at a restaurant and they say, careful, the plate is hot, sometimes the plate isn't that hot. But also, when they're serving it you, your natural reaction is to kind of grab the plate to take it from them. Because it's easier to kind of, if they're leaning over a table. And I feel like a lot of the time when they say, careful, the plate is hot, restaurant assuming, oh no, not like a hot plate, like a stove or anything. No, that's obvious. It's in a restaurant. They go, careful, the plate is hot. What's hot is subjective, which means you're only allowed to be unreasonably angry about it when you, if you pass it around to everyone you're with and they all agree. And then you're allowed to throw a tantrum. And then hand them the card that says, sorry, this is my one irrational angry thing I can do in my life. And they go, okay, that's how we, everyone needs to get their anger out some way, and that's how we do it. What's worse is they try to downplay it and try to make it so they're right. Yeah. Hey, Ivy, how's it going? I suggest a better way to get your anger out, like screaming into oblivion. Feels so mundane. I feel like anger doesn't really work unless someone else is there suffering because of you. Which sounds odd. Definitely is that way. Yeah, that looks very wrong. Yes, because the elbow joints up. Yes? Yes. We're doing it. We're doing it. So, how this would work is that goes into... Way, you fucker! Huh. You know what? This might be one of those ones. There's a few models like this, where I don't think you actually need to magnetize it. Like... I'm getting it a little bit of pressure, and that's not coming out without any glue. But you can get it out. I feel like you don't need to magnetize these. That kind of clicks in. It's actually quite nice. Because it does mean you can swap them. The Redemptors are very similar. I say it was a bloody shit show. I ended up sitting in my car in Leicester till gone 8. Oof. Leicester. So sorry. Guards will hear and come to help. That's true. Thank you for Barca Brown for becoming a member. Bet you're angry on other people if you don't want someone. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not about making yourself feel better. It's about making someone else feel worse. That's exactly it. That works on the other side as well. This one maybe not so much. Oh wait, it's that way around. Okay, so on the hand side, it definitely doesn't. You will need to glue that. That's fine. Yeah, I mean this one. Yeah, you do not need a magnet for that. That clicks in so well. I'm gonna check the others. I've done one and gone, oh, it's perfect. I just want to check to make sure I'm. Nope. That works just as well. That one... No, that one works. That one works very well. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to glue them. It also will be easier when it comes to painting as well. I can just pop these off. That one... Yeah, they're all good. The hand side does need gluing because that connector there is not anywhere near as good. But that's good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue that one on now on each. He says, oh, this glue is jammed again. They're probably going to say magnets every time I say magnets. It's true. Even in like when I'm hanging out with friends, when I say magnets, they go, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Let's say the line, Paul." And none of them have bought a mag case. So I don't know why they're getting all up in my grill about that. At least buy a mag case before making me say magnets. Absolutely, it's the audacity of it, really. Also, saw second guess. Their rage felt awkward. It was like, rah, you forgot a chicken nugget. Wait, it doesn't matter actually. Rah. Now I feel silly for getting angry, and now I feel embarrassed. I'm going to take it out on you as well. Rah! Ah, the mic is 2.7 stronger. You own one, yes. Plenty of people do. I've seen them around. I've seen them in the wild. They're very, very good. You should get one as well. Or perish. No, this one's not as good. Seems to be the black sheep of the gun. That one doesn't seem to want to stay, so maybe we have to glue them. The rest of them seem okay. I guess it's become more iconic than I overextend turn 1. That's because I don't overextend a turn 1 anymore. I don't think I've done I think I've only overextended turn 1 with my assault Centurions now that they're a squad of 6, and that's only been because I'm trying to like test out their capabilities. So I feel like I'm not throwing the game in turn 1 anymore. I'm at least waiting until turn 2, you know. Eventually we'll get to the point where I'm throwing in turn 5 after, you know, grabbing defeat from the jaws of victory. Then we'll know I've truly made it as a bad player. So bad that I self-sabotage constantly. We have guns! Apart from this one, which, oh no, it kind of stays in. Yeah, so bad one. Yeah, I think they are. You know, some people have said that they are quite pricey. They're a premium product for sure, but they are very well made, and they're just nice. Lay down with a tip on the bottom so the remaining glue flows out and doesn't get stuck. Yeah, usually if it gets stuck super bad, like if you get a bit of glue stuck there, you can then pull the whole thing out. Usually I just shove a if you unbend a staple, they usually fit down there, which is weird, but it's true. Also, I'm also playing with a giant paperclip. Don't worry about that. I got it for Christmas. We need hands, I guess. We have that. We have that. Let's get some hands going. So. Where's the one that I already kind of... That one. I've already got that bit there, so I need the 31 to go. Then I need 29 and 8. It's just a... Yeah, that's the thing. It's a like you could definitely do it for cheaper, but there's the peace of mind with getting a high quality product like that you can't get when you do it yourself. And again, doing it yourself is perfectly valid, but I do actually really think the mag case is very good. We report about stuff wiki. I don't know what would go on the wiki. Apart from all the bullshit that I say on stream that people would construe as actually being my real opinion. All this bad stuff doesn't respect women, which is not true. But it's something I say as a joke for some reason. I don't know why. I legitimately say that to the woman herself. I'm like, I just don't respect you. She's like, that's fine. I don't know why I make that joke. I don't know why I make misogyny jokes. It makes no sense. It's senseless. But hey, you know what? Never been a sensible person. The one thing that people have said about me is I'm not sensible. You get much fan art? I get some, a little bit. I think the thing is, it's not exactly an interesting bit of fan art to do. I definitely get some. It was all very cool. But the end, I guess one thing to say about if you want to draw fan art of me, it's very accessible because it's a stick figure, and most people can do that. You bet shipping is over £11? Well, that's where you're wrong. Shipping is free. The USA, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and most of the EU. I've said that so often that it starts to blur when I say it now. Hard to really actually define what I say anymore. Am I taking this? I have. Some of the actual hands. Oh, it's because I started on that one, then stopped. That. The mysteries of the world. Finish school, open YouTube to see this peak. So, welcome in. I can tell when it's a joke. That's the thing. It's difficult. It's not the kind of jokes that I would make in text because you can't put the right tone to really because sarcasm and that kind of humor is very difficult over text because it's just not, unless you really lay on thick and you go oh yeah, really thickly, it's hard to do sarcasm. An anime pro tag with big muscly arms. Exactly. I tried fighting something from every 40k faction. I reckon I could take half a dozen demonettes. I mean, yeah, good luck, have fun with that. I'm sure there's a reason you chose demonettes. I'm sure they I'm sure that won't end badly for you. I'm sure that'll end exactly how you imagine it would. And not at all I'm gonna end that joke there before I say something really, really abhorrent. No, you're fine. You speak as much as you like. As long as you're not spamming, which you're not, so it's fine. You get a 2D normal pool body and head with photorealistic legs and arms. That would be horrific. I love it. Thing is, I wouldn't do that for April Fools. I would do that, just throw it randomly in a video for no reason. I'm clear that you seem to have the skill to paint all the trim and stuff. Have you tried not doing it and saying it's custom chapter? And then when it comes to all the trinkets and stuff, just not doing them. Because no one will notice. Or just not glue them on in the first place. That's what I do for I don't use because you get a lot of holsters and tilt shields and all that stuff. I don't bother putting them on because I think it makes the mini too cluttered. And I am inherently very lazy. I noticed that is a problem. However, you won't if you do it. And then put the model, finish the model to the point where you're I don't think I can get all these bits. Put it out of your sight for a week. and then come back a week later, don't pick it up. Just look at it from like your shelf or from a distance, and be like, "Oh, I don't really see it anymore." It looks. Minis look a lot better a week after you've painted them. Everyone in chat will agree with me on that. Doing Sonic is dumb. It's hard to believe that people unironically. Yeah, that's the thing. Like the fact that there are. I think that's the problem. Is because there are some people who unironically think that it's like, ugh, a bit too. But it's a bit too close home. It's a bit weird. Do that for 4 months now. There you go. Then it's not a problem. And if it's still a problem, leave it even longer. Leave it in the oven for a while. But recommendations how to paint dark angels or just dark green in general. I'd recommend dark green paint. By which I mean no, not really. I'm sure you could find some tutorials on how to do. I'm not the person to come for painting advice, unfortunately. I'm the person you come to give you a sarcastic and pithy response. And go, haha, and then tell you to go somewhere else. May I recommend Warhipster as a good tutorial place if you want to use contrast? Or, you know, Ian's a Battle, I'm sure has done something on it. Or Dustin Rhodes? No, that's a wrestler. Duncan Rhodes. The Lost Rhodes brother. Do I buy as many Centurions as I can to join the cause? Sure. I'm happy to have people waste their money. You look at social media, feel bad. That's the other thing. Just don't ever compare yourself to social media. It's a errand. Fool's errand indeed. A huge bone shield on the model. I was absolutely enamored with all the highlighting volumetrics, but now look at it, it's kind of good. That's the. I mean, both ways work, right? Both in terms of, because I had a model like that. What my custom demon, for instance, my Thousand Suns. I was like, oh yeah, this is really good. And now look at it now, I'm like, this is fucking terrible. I kind of want to do it again, like work entirely new mini with the same concept because it just doesn't look right. The thing is, practice makes perfect, and I think one of the problems is, I think, it is especially difficult when you're starting because the stuff you do at the very start of your journey is going to look a lot worse than the stuff you do after you've done it for a while. But you got to kind of stick with it. But then there's that temptation of going back and fixing the old stuff. But or you start, you have an idea in your head about how you want it to look, but to get to the point of it looking how you want it to look, you have to go through a whole load of relatively expensive models before you get it, before you have the skill to be able to have it look how you look. Which is a bit of a nightmare, really. Like, it's one of those ones which, yeah, I don't know how to really fix it. There's only one box of blood claws at this point, so I could just swap the wolf specific units for less marines or trade a lot for something less tiny details. I think it's one of. I think you kind of have to. It's a cop out of a of advice, but you kind of have to work through that.
Here comes trouble.
Here comes trouble. Stabo Talks. Stab Zero Talks. Thank you very much for the raid. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Over on Twitch. How's it going? Hope you had a good stream. Stabo. He said Stab Zero. I said both. I said both. I played both sides, so I always come out on top. So whichever one was correct, I win. Wait, what were you up to on your stream? How did it go? Welcome in, everyone. If you don't know who I am, off. I'm never going to tell you. Nah, I probably will. Before about that stuff, I make funny haha videos on YouTube about Warhammer and Gunpla and sometimes other things if I feel like it. And then the YouTube algorithm punishes me for that, so I don't anymore. Or I make a new channel. And I'm making Saturnine Terminators right now because I'm going to use them as Centurions in a 36 Centurion army. Because I'm just that fucking cool. Oh, no, wait, the other thing. Not cool. Sorry, I get those confused all the time. Paul the Centurion guy? Yes, that is me. I am Paul the Centurion guy. Who's better, Paul? Twitch or YouTube chat? Whichever one gives me more praise and money is my favorite chat. My preferences aren't based on anything outside of just pure money and capitalist greed. You should know this about me by now. I have no real opinion on any of you outside of if you give me money or not. I'm pulling back the curtains on how Twitch streamers and YouTubers actually work. Just like I respect you if you respect me. Respecting me requires you sending me all of your money. Here's the sending house again. I'm alright, how are you? Is this the loser convention? Exactly. It would be nice, but I've been on and off painting 40k since 1998 on Instagram. Hey, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. As they say. And all roads lead to Rome as well. There's a lot of things they say about Rome. At least they used to. They don't really say about it anymore. The Roman Empire kind of disappeared for some reason. You use the Saturnine Praetor as well? No, I have built my Saturnine Praetor. I was gonna use him. I'm gonna make a data sheet for him for my Screaming Ravens, and I'm also going to probably use him as a captain. I don't wait to be like, I hope this doesn't hurt the Centurion population. Well, they'd better do it then and decrease the Centurion population. My job doesn't pay me enough for that? Well, that's yeah. All of these people in my chat that just, don't have the money to frivolously flash out on a random guy on the internet to let him continue to do his dream job when, the cost of living is so high. Can't believe that I've accrued such an audience of people who play Warhammer, one of the more expensive hobbies. Oh dear. What is this camera angle? It's top down, but like slightly away from you. So it looks like everything's gonna fall off my desk. For fun. Big Richard, thank you. You need a tenor break? Thank you very much. Work done, need to study, can you please help? I was gonna say I could ban you from the stream so you can't watch, so you go study. But I don't know how to ban you quickly enough, and that seems rude. Much experience airbrushing? I've used airbrush a little bit. They are quite good. They're not that hard to use. As long as you're careful and you use the thinner and stuff. They don't really jam that much. I mostly use it for like undercoating if I'm if I can't really do an undercut outside, and some other like large bits. I should get it back onto the desk, but it's a bit of a nightmare around me right now. Make me a mod and I'll do it. Well, I just make everyone else a mod apart from Zateni, and then Zateni, you get to be a mod once you've done your studying. Yeah, it's one of those ones where I think it's good to have. Yeah, air paint though, or the equivalent to learning. I've not used air paint, to be honest. Well, I transfer data. Damn, a lot of data. All right, good. Hope that data transfer goes well, I guess. Hope everyone has good data transfers. That's my, Hope everyone's data transfers, if they are doing a data transfer, goes well. I don't care if you have a good day in any other way, or, you achieve your goals. As long as your data transfers are good. I've managed to put that in the wrongs. Literally just did a glue. So I'm running out of glue. And I have to... Careful with that now. Doing the wrong side. Do that again. Almost did it again. That would have been smart. Do a mod for real? I'm way too active on this channel. I feel like being active on this chat means you shouldn't be a mod. Like, no. If all the mods should be silent, like silent hidden people who no one knows who they are, but then suddenly they'll ban you. You can't reason with them because you don't know who they are. That's how modding should be. That's how modding should be. Have a good data transfer. 260 gig at 100 megabits per second. What are you transferring? Jesus Christ. Three Brutalis, 2 Ballistas, 1 Redemptor, Knight Gallant, 5 Jump Ballistas with Jump Captain. It was good up until the 5 Jump Intercessors with a Jump Captain. What you need is a cheaper you need a cheaper character and then another walker. Uh-oh. Did the stream actually freeze, or have I just stayed still? Well, silver main color would look cool on that's not Crons. I mean, anything looks good with silver, to be honest. Out of left field one would be Tyranids. Like having like a almost like metallic chitin. Quite good. Mods are just unpaid community members. I think that's the thing. Like currently my Discord mods are unpaid. It is a purely volunteer thing. So I don't care if they're just, you know, they could do it if they want, when they want, and if they don't, then that's fine. But I think it's like when you get to that size, you're trying to release such a huge amount of people that could say such weird stuff. It becomes a lot more difficult. 4 hours of raw 4K recording from phone to PC. Jesus. At least you have a lot of space on your phone as well, dude. Damn. Check out Mr. Phone Storage over here. Like I said, like I don't go outside. Just absolutely berating my current mods. Be like, oh, you know, my mod's never outside. Hear that, Steve? You still there? Colin is good at stuff. Thinks that you never go outside because you're a mod in my my Discord. Whose hands are those? They're the body double that I use for streams because I am just a stick figure. So this is actually not me. It's a very good person who can kind of react to how I talk and then move my hands in the right way. Weird. We've kept mentioning them anyway? No, not this time. Because they kind of they're so serviceable as Centurions. The only thing I'm doing is not putting the shoulders on. Because I prefer the shoulders look. Can you pay to throw up gang signs? Probably not. It's one of those ones where it's like, I don't know, like, because with my, not on his base because he fell off his base, but that's my Praetor, right? He's got both weapons. That's cool. There's just something about the lack of the shoulders that looks cool. I just kind of like it like that. I don't know. They're not distinctly Saturnine Terminator, they look slightly different. Have you ever heard of slavery? I mean interns, unpaid actors, sure. I feel like if I want these to be more Centurion coded, not having the shoulders means they don't look just like Saturnine Terminators, they look like their own thing. It's a weird one, right? Because when I saw them with the shoulders, I was like, oh yeah, they're cool. But now that, just look at kind of the... Upside down. Like, just compare that to that, right? Or rather, there to there, because he's got the head in. Like, this looks to me cooler than this. But conversely, I don't feel the same about the dread. Maybe I do. Maybe I do now that I've looked at it again. Maybe I've lied to you. I may have lied to you. I may have been a filthy liar. I don't know. I've closed the book. I need that open. Do I need it open? I do, because bottles. It's getting dark in here. Oh yeah, it's 4:30. Let me turn my full light on. God. Were these Centurion Proxies in tourney? I've seen people use them as Centurions at tournaments before, so I assume yes. Also, I don't think anyone's going to really complain when I put these on the table, say they're Centurions, when literally every other model in my army is Centurion. I don't know. I think that just goes on like that, doesn't it? They're just ready to punch. They look a bit more relaxed in the thing, but I've kind of got them a bit up. There we go. Almost there. Da-da-da. Revising, for example, painting more minis. Do both. Because you'll probably need to wait for paint to dry at some point. So do a bit of painting while you're waiting for the paint to dry. Bit of revision. Do a bit more painting. Bit of revision. My goal in life is to try and just combine every single thing I need to do into one activity so that I can be more efficient. Hence why I'm streaming and building. But I also want to do streams where I'm playing a game and then in between playing a game I do a painting bit. There's a lot of silly things. Oh, I've been small for a while. Hello. Back here. Why am I so small? Magic. Magic and heresy. Alright, so I think it's just head, shoulders, not even knees and toes, just head and shoulders. Heads, and then the little thing that goes on the front. I have to decide on the head we want. I'm thinking I'm going to blind you. 48 is probably my favourite, or 47 is pretty good as well. What are we thinking? 46, 47, or 48? I think between 47 and 48. Maybe a mix of those. But you have like a minute to decide whilst I... 45 is the right one. That is easiest to identify because the line is lowered. Line. Are they distinct? Can I distinguish between? Going to be the question of the day. The answer may not surprise you. No, I think those are actually just like... That's which way around they are, but I'll try and keep them the right way around. Can? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 48 has the, yeah, I think 48. I do like 48. I do like the targeted guy of 47. But I also like the kind of face grill of 48. So let's get those bits out as well. Might as well. 'Cause we need the 50. These. Then I can put the sprue down and leave it alone forever. Yeah. 50. Good. In fact, I'm doing jumps. 347, 348. I mean, that's the other way. I could even do like 2 and 4. I could do a weird. Oh, are there even that many heads? To be fair, I don't think I can actually do all of them as 48 because I don't think there's actually there's only 3 of each. So I lied. I'm gonna have to do 47, 48. There's 2 different ones. Boop, boop. Five. 45. I tell me so often. As good as that. Yeah. Shoulders down here. You should hire me a professional bootlicker. Yes, man. I don't need to hire you. You're doing a good enough job for free. Why would I spend money when you should hit? This is where you've gone wrong. You should be a no person. You should be a no but person until I pay you. Then you become a yes and person. That's capitalism at work. You create a problem and then provide a service to that problem. By being a yes man already, like I don't have any incentive to pay for you. Would you ever put a Knight Castellan in your army? I probably wouldn't put a Knight Castellan. I've got a Knight Lancer. Which is... no. Very cool. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you super chat, which you... then you're paying me. Why would I ever do anything different? Number 9 large. I wonder how many restaurants, or how many drive-thrus. I don't think it would work in the UK. It would have to be an American thing. How many restaurants could you go to and actually order that, and they be just like, yeah, okay, and you get something, rather than being like, they don't go up to number 45 on our menu. Sorry. There's got to be some places that have that. No excuse, you get it. Go into debt for me. No, don't do that. But 4 of those not long ago, along with the Dreadnought Predators built Knight. Make them all different legions? Hell yeah. What do you think of Captain... actual name, it's not Titus. I know what you mean. I actually literally can't remember his name. They're fine. I feel like they're one of those ones where I think they might be annoying, but I think they're dealable. They're probably a bit too cheap. They look cool. And you know, things that look cool are cool. Want to limit amount of items for efficiency now if you go Cheesecake Factory. Yeah. Because people were like, what do you want? He's like, you know, I want a number 9. I want a number 9 with extra dip. But I think like half of the order is still his. I think aren't the number 9 larges for him? Because there's only 4 people in the car. 2 number 9, number 9 large. Number 6 with extra dip. Number 7. 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese. And a large soda. Like, that's for 4 people, right? So he's definitely getting, he's still getting a lion's share of the meal. Good game, San Andreas. Play it again at some point. Because I remember it being good. Again, when did San Andreas come out? Like 2004? 2 number 9s, number 9 large. Number 6 with extra dip. Number 7, that's... I think he orders more than 5 meals. But it depends what they are, right? If they're not meat, because I don't know if they're meals or not. They could just be the burger. Like, I don't actually know what a number 9 large is. Like, they could just be like chips or fries. Room 505 only 25. Yeah, because it's floor number then room number. It might work at a Chinese restaurant. Because obviously their numbers go up pretty high. But then I think like the lower numbers are all the starters. So if you're getting like 2 number 9s, number 9 large, you're getting a lot of prawn toast. Yeah, you order 7 things and a drink, but... I know what you're talking about. How many people in this chat, I'm going to assume it's a lot, were born after the release of San Andreas? GTA San Andreas. When did GTA San Andreas come out? I said 2004. It could even be earlier than that. I have to look this up now. You're making me stop doing what I'm doing to look up. Okay. 2004. I was right. Hell yeah. Boom. Absolutely smashed it. So there are people who are 21, legally allowed to drink in America, who were born after the release of GTA San Andreas. I can take a full combo meal for £1. The Freddo economy is an absolute state right now. I mean, God. Freddos are like £1 now. The fuck is that all about? That's my unreasonably angry thing. Not about the price of just, food in general and the cost of living. Freddo specifically. Even though I haven't had a Freddo in over 20 years. Yo, we did to Paragon Wall Suits and 8-band models? Hell yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome for that addiction. I gave someone a lift home from one of the Winchester tournaments. And it's like, I think he was at uni, he's like 19, I'm like, for fuck's sake, child. He went to he put himself in the back of the car, and then when I dropped him off, he was like, I think you've got the child locks on, I can't open the back door. I was like, well, of course I've got the child locks on, you child. Oh dear. I get a Freddo mail to you. I get them for 50p down here 4 years ago. The 25. Yeah, I know. Insane. What is a Freddo? For those who don't know, in the UK, and maybe other places, I know it's definitely in the UK. There is a chocolate bar called a Freddo. It's a frog-shaped chocolate bar. Classic children's little chocolate thing. There's a kind of running gag that the state of the economy is kind of tied to the, or rather the price of Freddos going up is an economic indicator, and yeah, they are getting silly. Everyone remembers them being very cheap. The British Freddo Index, exactly. Yeah, we don't use the gold standard or anything. We use the Freddo standard. Yeah, and they used to be like 5p, 10p. You know, back when penny sweets were a thing. The funniest one is the 99 flake. So a 99 flake is a kind of a soft serve ice cream in a cone with a a Cadbury's flake in it. And they were called a 99 with a flake because they always cost 99p. They don't cost 99p anymore. But I think they're still called 99. They're still called 99s. Used to be called Euro cheese because it was a €1. You know what they call quarter pounder with cheese in France? Royale with cheese. Now, this one's more reasonable. People are going to be aged by that. Pulp Fiction came out, I think, in 94, I guess. So 10 years before San Andreas. There's going to be a lot more people who were born after the release of Pulp Fiction. So congratulations. I think it was 94. It could be later than that. Obviously, we're going to reach a point where I'm going to make a reference about something that was released before I was born, and then anyone who was born when that was referenced is too old. That's how it works. If you're older than the streamer, you're too old. If you're younger than the streamer, you're a child. 994, I was correct. Oh yeah, I'm always right about dates for some reason. I thought chocolate frogs were just from the Harry Potter movies. Didn't recommend. Well, the chocolate frogs from Harry Potter, I think, are like actual frogs. These are like a frog cartoon shape. Did you touch what I have? They seem pretty cool. Your local ice cream man still sells 99p. Absolute legend. What a legend. Or choc ices. I haven't had a choc ice in 10 plus years. Pulp Fiction's older than you. Oh, child. Classic film, though. People born in 2010 can drive this year? Good lord. That is horrible. Right, now we need to glue all this together. So I think it's heads and shoulders. So go through and do that. We'll do all the heads first. Try not to get them the wrong way around. I'm failing at miserably. Less chalk and less ice, nearly double the price. Oh my god. Criminal. Although I imagine chalk ice is probably not as good as I remember. They were the treat of choice, chalk ice. Like the paper wrapper, man. Love a chalk ice. Anything invented for the age of 15 is normal. Has always existed. Anything invented for the age of 30 is modern and cool. Anything invented after 30 is evil. People are born during my emo phase are currently old enough to have their own phase. Yeah. I mean, if you're turning 30, you were having your emo... I was having... I never went into having an emo phase. I definitely had the kind of... that similar phase. And then my music taste at that point kind of... I got into power metal and then my music taste stopped. When I was about 50. Yeah. Classic emo phase. What's the emo phase like these days? That's a question to ask. Right, that's a thing. Because that's gonna be that's the other thing, right? Oh, you know, the goth going through your goth phase or your emo phase or whatever. Like that's got to be different depending on when you were born. Like I wonder what the eras, like each generation's goth phase must be very different. You just hit. I mean, everything's TikTok these days. That's the thing you gotta remember. Well, it said I could drive this year. If you see on the news road rage when Roto 2 people, it will probably be your fault. Well, it depends on what you're mad about. If you're mad about something really irrational, then it's probably my fault. Otherwise, it's... Brent? 91 hour, you were just a little bit after me. Whoa, what is my guy doing? Where are you going? Whoa, that was a bouncy one. Right. Do the... Gonna say that wasn't going on properly. I was like, have I fucked that up? Probably gonna regret putting this bit on. This feels like it's one of those ones that's gonna make it really annoying to get to the rest of the face. However, also just gonna cover that bit, so I don't need to worry. Remember, if you can't see it when the whole model is glued together, it does not need to be painted. Oh, but it does actually need to be cleaned up properly. Screw that, it means it doesn't go on. Now I don't know if I've actually done that for the rest of them, so... Before we continue... We actually did... Oh. Looks like I did, I just absolutely... No, we haven't actually. Looks like we tried, and we failed. I think this is when I went to look up San Andreas. Is why... Yeah, these aren't done. This isn't done. The shoulders are done, but these bits aren't. There we go. Now they're done. I want to know it's not painted. Well, then just stop caring. That's what I do. Oh, I'm dancing all over the place again. Sorry. I've obviously put the I put the light today. I put the light in such a place where it is literally, whenever I look down or look anywhere else, it will bounce around. But it wasn't doing that earlier, so obviously I've changed my positioning. Oh, there's such excuses. Oh, I'm dancing again. I'll be back. I think it's because I look down. I mean, if it can't see my face, it gets very confused. But that does imply that it's seeing something behind me, and I don't like that. That is concerning. Okay, we just need to do the shoulders. Gonna take a drink because I have not had a drink at all during today's stream, and this has been 2.5 hours. Here we go. Almost there. Hey, don't you go doing that. You on the model. Not falling on my grey carpet where I can't see you forever. Another bit there. I'm gonna have to go through these shoulders and at them as well. Man, I'm good at this. Bro, I've not actually constructed a model in a long... Last one I constructed would have been Shan, right? That's a single model. I think I might put the stream on Steam Deck. Play some FTL. Why would you not put FTL on the Steam Deck? I guess you want to use a mouse. I don't know if my OCD would let me just not care about knowing this unpainted bit. I mean, you could still undercoat it. Just keep it like, just undercoat everything in black. And anything like that that's hidden, just say it's really deep shadow. And then it's technically painted. Life is all about tricking your insecurities into not being insecurities. By lying. Not lying, bending the truth. Or using them as the basis for humor. Then they don't seem as bad. That couldn't possibly have any, negative ramifications if you constantly have self-deprecating attitude. That absolutely won't cause problems to your self-esteem or anything. Totally not. You bastard. You. Oh yeah, you have a Steam Deck as your main. Yes, alright. Sanity. Hey, something we can all be thankful for with GW prices. At least there's no electronics in it that needs RAM. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? All the people, etc. You fucker. You fucker. Third time's a charm. Eh. Ta-da! One of them is hidden. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, one of them's not hidden. Yeah. Now, just to confirm. Yeah, that wouldn't look right. That would look... I'm glad I didn't do that. Cool. 6 more Devastator Centurions, ready to get painted at some point. Oh! Your favorite website to buy miniatures from? Element Games is pretty good. Dark Sphere. Element Games, I've got a link somewhere. So if you want to use my link, I get some money back. Oh. Stretch my back. Oh dear. Right. That was a stream. Everyone applaud, because that was a stream. We did a stream. A stream was complete. And we now have some finished models. Good. Good for us. Well. Thank you everyone for watching. I will probably send you over to, because she raided me the other day. I can get there. Send you over to Muabel. She raided me the other day. Over on YouTube. I need to go up and down below and above my my light to do anything. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time.